Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Chris Don One, and I am back with another video. We're about to get into this real fast, real quick. We're gonna be talking about Derrick Rose and his situation, Derrick Rose's future. Derrick Rose did not leave with the team. The team headed out on this road trip, and Derrick Rose is contemplating. Can I say that? Contemplating whether he should continue playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers or consider himself retired. Now, for those out there that's been living under a rock, Derrick Rose has been going through a lot of stuff, you know, primarily physical. I mean, this man has been injured a lot, okay, in his career. This man had just about every type of injury imaginable to a basketball player. Now, Derrick Rose, when he was in his prime, Derrick Rose was the MVP. Derrick Rose, when he was in his best, he was a slashing type point guard. He came very strong. You know, he's more of a slasher, taking the ball down the hole. Very quick, very athletic. And he didn't have time to polish other aspects of his game, particularly when you're dealing with athletic type of players. Eventually, they work on the other things that make them better, because when you get older, unfortunately, you're not going to be still athletic, okay? His perimeter game is suspect to me, even though he was making attempts of working on it. But his primary MO was a slasher. And what this means for Derrick Rose, possibly what this means for Derrick Rose is, can I get my camera right? I don't think I can get my camera right. Derrick Rose, the reason why he's choosing retirement, contemplating retirement, is simple. He can no longer, he can no longer do what he was able to do 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Now, if you've been following me, I've been telling you guys since day one, the signing of Derrick Rose, to me, if you look at his contract, the way how it was structured with the Cleveland Cavaliers, it was a good contract. However, I felt like the Cleveland Cavaliers should have you know, look elsewhere, okay? Even though LeBron James recruited Derrick Rose, nothing wrong with that. But Derrick Rose, when you look at his resume, his history, Derrick Rose hasn't been close to healthy in a long period of time. It's been many moons since Derrick Rose has been injury-free, all right? That's the reason why he went to the Knicks. The Knicks took a chance on him. The Knicks gambled, hoping that they can get some form of the old Derrick Rose, the same Derrick Rose from Chicago, and they couldn't get anything out of Derrick Rose, okay? And Cleveland was hoping and gambling that maybe, somehow, some way, Derrick Rose can get close to his old form. Sorry about the connection, and this, I'm gonna have to really fix this thing. We're just gonna have to leave it like that. Derrick Rose, when you talk about Derrick Rose, they was hoping that Derrick Rose could go back to close to his form back in the Chicago years, all right? Derrick Rose have had many injuries in his career. Derrick Rose was also banking on, you know, maybe playing under this one-year contract as a rental, and then in the off season sign for a big deal, okay? That and it wasn't going to turn out this. It never turned out that way. Now, the only team other than the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers was also interested in Derrick Rose last year was Minnesota Timberwolves. The Minnesota Timberwolves was going to give the New York Knicks a Rubio for Derrick Rose. Okay, somehow, some way that deal never materialized. If that deal would have materialized, Phil Jackson would probably still be. They would probably give Phil Jackson some more wiggle room as player and operations of the New York Knicks. Okay, and that deal fell apart. And if they could have accomplished that deal, well, who knows? Derrick Rose could be a Minnesota Timberwolves this year, even though it was more of a one-year deal, a tryout for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Man, I need to fix this camera. But you guys get the picture. So, as all players, when they get... there's several ways a player is out of the league. His production goes down. Age. And injuries. And Derrick Rose have had a lot of injuries with those knees, particularly those knees. And it's just unfortunate we never saw the full, we never saw him rise to his potential or take it to the next level. It would have been if he would have was allowed to if he was sort of had less injuries than what he had, who knows how Derrick Rose would have turned out. Okay, Derrick Rose to me was an amazing player. He was a phenom. The way how he can move with the basket, the way how he slashes, the way he was so athletic, so fast. Not John Wall fast, but close enough. And a lot of people were hoping and praying that Derrick Rose would get close to his form that he once had with Chicago Bulls, and it never materialized that way. Also, Derrick Rose saw the writing on the wall. He knew he was only going to be in the starting lineup until Isaiah Thomas get back. And remember, guys, I told you guys in a video when they signed Derrick Rose, well, not when they signed Derrick Rose, but when they traded for Isaiah Thomas, Derrick Rose was going to be considered a starter until Isaiah Thomas get back. Remember when I said that? And Derrick Rose would probably be kind of heated over that. The same situation with Dwayne Wade and J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith didn't want to come off of the bench. That's why Dwayne Wade said, you know what, I'll come off the bench. Okay? And which technically, when you look at it, the sun's in my eyes, I can barely see you guys. That's fine and that's cool and all. When you talk about Dwayne Wade and his situation, Dwayne Wade has already won championships. There's really nothing having another chip is good, but Dwayne Wade, he's been there, done that, and he's more of a team player, even though he didn't demonstrate it a lot with Chicago. A lot of players didn't like playing with Dwayne Wade with the Chicago Bulls. That's neither here nor there. But still, the problem would have arisen again when Isaiah Thomas and Derrick Rose would have, when Isaiah Thomas would have gotten back, then you would have had another problem brewing between Derrick Rose and Isaiah Thomas. Okay, as far as what this means with the Cleveland Cavaliers, they was playing without Derrick Rose for a lot of games, a number of games. So if you look at it from the Cleveland Cavaliers perspective, they was looking at it like, hey, you know, we've been playing without him. Okay, yeah, it would have been nice to get him in the playoffs, but it is what it is. We've been playing thus far without him, and we're good. Okay, they're not going to be deep in the point guard position. They have Isaiah Thomas. So what this also means is that they're probably in the market for another point guard. Okay, because they really don't have any point guards other than LeBron James. All right. And they tried that experiment with LeBron James, and they're also trying to keep his minutes down because they're going to need LeBron James in the bigger fold of things when the playoffs start. And man, this sun is definitely in my eyes. I can barely see what's in front of me. Okay. But they're probably going to be in the market for another point guard. Now, word around campus, word around the street is that they're trying to ink a deal with the Milwaukee Bucks to get Matthew Dellavedova. Now, the reason why they want him back is that trade can be easier said than done. That trade can that's a better trade that they can accomplish without giving up too much. The Milwaukee Bucks will love to get to unload Matthew Dellavedova. And that's a trade that can work. Okay, the Milwaukee Bucks want to get rid of him, and the Cleveland Cavaliers have a want for him. All right, they're probably going to have to give up a future pick or some young player that they just drafted the past couple of years. They probably have to give him up, a prospect, okay, which that's fine and all. They're going to have to figure out a way to put Matthew Dellavedova in their salary. So that probably going to mean that the owner, Dan Gilbert, is probably going to have to eat some of this salary cap, the luxury tax, okay? And he did it last year. He's doing it this year to a small extent. It's not as serious as it was last year, but having someone on your squad that you have experience with, you have history with, is a good thing. Now, Matthew Dellavedova, he's not the same player that you had 3 years ago. Okay, he's probably lost. He probably lost a bit because he's an older player. Okay, he has the big contract, but the contract does not meet his performance. Okay, so they're going to have to. They're probably going to be kicking the tires around. When you're talking about making trades, they're probably going to have to get another point guard. Matthew Dellavedova is the player that a lot of people are rumoring that he's probably going to make his way back to Cleveland. And as far as Derrick Rose's future go, I think he's going to miss the rest of this season, and he's probably going to wait in the summer to get a second opinion from another doctor. And if he can get a doctor to say, well, we got this radical surgery that can, if you go into surgery, maybe, man, I don't know what's going on with this post thing. Maybe this surgery can keep you back in, can get you back into the league. But I have seen this from a lot of players. And like I said, the NBA is a rough league, and if your performance cuts down, if you become, all players get old, and injuries, those are the three main elements that kick a lot of players out of the league. Even though mentally they feel like they can still do it, they probably can do it, but their bodies can't do it no longer. Okay, but guys, thanks for the thumbs up. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. Sorry about messing around with the camera. My bad. Rate, comment, subscribe. Please hit the like button. Please hit that notification bell so you'll know when my next video or live stream is going down. It's your boy, I'm Christodon1, and I am out.